Hi, everybody. I'm Tina Jordan, Team Beachbody Coach, and I'm so excited that you've joined me tonight for my call on Team Beachbody Coaching. I'm going to share my story with you and what we do as a coach, what we offer as a team, and hopefully help you determine whether or not this would be the right fit for you. So before we get started, I just want to point out that if you are watching from YouTube, there is a live Q&A option. In the details of YouTube, I added a link to the Google Plus Hangout, and from there you can actually click the little Rubik's Cube in the top right hand corner, and it will allow you to select that option to ask questions throughout the presentation. So I won't be able to see them while I'm going through the slides, but I will check them at the end and answer any questions that you may have for me at that time. Or you can contact me through CoachTinaJ15@gmail.com, or excuse me, through my website, healthyresolve.com. And if there are any coaches that are watching this as well, and if you notice any issues, technology, just let me know, and I'll make sure that I get those fixed as well. And I guess it's not working on YouTube. Hang on one second.
She says it will start.
There is a 30-second lag time, so it's showing on mine. Okay, refresh the page.
I just clicked on it.
Okay, so hopefully it's showing up on YouTube for you guys now. So let's get started. I'm going to share my presentation. And as I mentioned, if you're just now coming onto the call, there is a link to Google Plus in the details of my YouTube video that will allow you to get to the live Q&A. All right, so again, welcome to the coaching opportunity call for Team Healthy Resolve. My name is Tina Jordan. I'm a Team Beachbody coach and creator of the team. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me first. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 little boys, one 6 and one 3, and I've been married to my husband for almost 10 years in October. I have my master's degree in information technology, and I did work a corporate job before I decided to stay home with my boys. It's something that I always thought about. I always thought it'd be nice to do. I didn't think I'd ever have the chance, but after I had my second son, we decided that it was the time to step away from my career and stay home. So fast forward 6 to 8 months later, and I'm trying to get my pre-baby body back, and I was struggling to stay motivated. I'd get started with a program, or I'd start going to the gym, and then, you know, I'd kind of fizzle out. I'd lose all motivation. So around that time, I actually found my coach. I connected with her through a friend and saw her posting about accountability groups. So I started a group with her and was working my way through insanity, and I started to run. I loved running. I always wanted to be a runner, so I had started doing that. But during that time, I found that I was starting to make frequent trips to the chiropractor, and I knew something was wrong. So finally, they took an x-ray and discovered that I was going to need major back surgery. I'm not going to go into all the crazy details about the surgery, but by August of 2012, I underwent surgery to have spinal fusion, including rods and screws. So needless to say, my activity has gone to nothing. At that point, I could barely walk without horrible pain, let alone work out. Food had become my comfort, which is something that I had battled with my whole life. and I was severely depressed. Basically, I just let all the depression and, eating food, all that just take over me. So that December of 2012, which you can see my before picture on this slide, I was looking through pictures after Christmas that my husband had taken, and I couldn't believe the person that I had become. I had let this depression and this frustration from being out of commission, from being mad at my genetics, from being angry that I was 32 years old and I had already gone through a major back surgery, let all of that just take over my life. So that was the point that I decided enough was enough. So I started simple. I was still following my coach on Facebook, but to be honest, I had been hiding from everybody. So I was just kind of watching her. I was letting her motivational stuff fuel me, and I just started walking. I just set a goal to walk. Like I said, at that point, I could barely walk down the street, let alone, a mile. But for some reason in my head, I was ticked at this point that I had let it get this far. So I decided I was going to walk a half marathon in May, which was 5 months from then. So this was the very end of December of 2012. A lot of people told me I was nuts. They told me that, I should maybe set goals that were a little bit smaller or, things like that. But I decided this was what I was going to do, and I had a great friend that just jumped on board with me, and she just helped push me along the way. So I did it. I walked that half marathon that year. I crossed the finish line, and I cried. If you would have told me in that picture in 2012 that I would have done that, I would have laughed in my own face. But I did it, and I realized at that point that I could do anything, that I was finally taking control of my body again. So at that point, I decided to try running, and I reconnected with my Beachbody coach and started less meals pump to gain some strength back, and started drinking Shakeology to control my cravings and to get back control of my nutrition, which was still totally off track. Like I said, I reconnected with my amazing Beachbody coach, and I joined her challenge groups and found myself really enjoying it. I love the sense of community that I got in the groups and the motivation, the support, knowing that I wasn't alone, having other people cheer me on. All of that really helped me to stay focused and stay on track. And I really started to see results. I started to see that finally I wasn't giving up on a program. Finally, I was sticking with it. It had been longer than a couple weeks, and I was still doing it every single day. And that was big for me. So after this impact that Beachbody had on me, I decided, I saw my coach post an opportunity, the business opportunity, and I decided that I was going to give it a try. That was all fine and dandy until I actually signed up. And then I started to panic because I thought, I am not at my after picture. I still have a huge transformation to go through. Who's going to want to follow me when I'm in the middle of a transformation? I knew in my gut that I wanted to pay this forward, that I knew that these challenge groups were the secret sauce. They were the thing that was keeping me going. And while I had already had quite a bit of transformation up to that point, I knew I had a long way to go. So I did lack a little bit of confidence in the beginning. But I decided to just trust my gut and just go with it. So I just started sharing. I started my own challenge groups. I started to share what I was doing on social media. I started posting sweaty selfies. I was the girl who would never leave my house without, looking okay with my clothes, without having some sort of makeup on. And now here I was posting sweaty pictures after my workout, first thing in the morning with no makeup on. It was like a total 180. And I'm not gonna lie, at first it was really uncomfortable. Every time I did it, I wanted to be sick. And then the more I did it, the better it went, the less I cared, and the more response that I got back. It's amazing to get the messages from people saying that because I'm posting this stuff, I'm keeping them motivated and I'm inspiring them. And when I started out, I barely had 100 friends on Facebook. I never posted. So I came out of the gate, I never posted on Facebook, and suddenly here I am posting, here I am, here's my sweaty Sophie. This is what I'm eating today. So it probably was a little shock to the people that were friends with me, but I just did it because I knew what a change that had made for me, and I knew that I could help other people as well. So that's what I did. I just started sharing and started trying to inspire others. And then I started a blog called Healthy Resolve. And that's my banner at the top there. I started sharing my recipes, my workouts, and my nutrition plans, and started sharing them with my clients to help them through their workouts. And the rest is kind of history. That's kind of how I ended up here. You know, people started following me for my recipes and for my tips and for my motivation. And I love it. It's been a ride. It's been so much fun. And I can't wait to see what the future holds. So that's a little bit about me. So now I'm going to tell you about Beachbody. What is Beachbody? So it was founded in 1998 by John Congdon and Carl Deichler. It's a direct marketing company to come up with an effective solution to getting people healthy and helping them lose weight. There was no network at this time, which means there was no Team Beachbody at first. It was just Beachbody. So think like Power 90, P90X, Slim and 6, Turbo Jam. That was the era of Beachbody. So Carl and John saw several of, their avid customers. They saw them in the chat rooms and on the blogs and the message boards, all getting these groups together and promoting these workouts for nothing. They just did it because they were passionate about it and they loved it. So they got together and they thought, why not reward them for the work that they're doing? They're, basically free marketing at this point, right? But why not reward them for that? They are that missing piece that a lot of people are getting because they're giving that extra support. They're giving the, the advice and the motivation and the support and the tips because they've already been through the program and they know that they work and they love them. So in 2007, they decided to create Team Beachbody. And it was to facilitate that peer-to-peer support that they were noticing on the message boards. They got the opportunity to reward these people who are now coaches for their organic sharing of the programs and results. So this was never really about selling. It was always about sharing. Share what you're doing, share how it works because the products do work, and let people naturally come to you because they're drawn to things that actually work. So Beachbody is a network marketing company where you earn through direct team sales, but you do that through sharing. So what makes Team Beachbody unique? Now, I have said before, if you follow me on my Facebook page, I used to be an avid gym signer-upper is what I called myself. I would start the gym multiple times throughout the year. Sometimes it'd be different gyms. Sometimes I would start the same gym. And I'd go strong for a few weeks, maybe even a month or two, and then I'd kind of fizzled out. I got bored. Most of the time I was doing it by myself, but even when I was going with other people, it just kind of got old. So what Team Beachbody offers is the whole package. Not only do you get this fitness program from master trainers who know what they're doing and know what works, you also get that paired with nutrition. Along with the nutrition plan, you get Shakeology, which is this huge superfoods shake that just, I cannot say enough about the way it has changed my life. It has completely taken care of my cravings. It has made me feel so much better than I have in years. It is my meal replacement shake for the mornings. I used to skip breakfast every single day because my mornings are crazy. And when Shakeology came along, I no longer do that. I would skip breakfast and then at lunchtime I'd be starving. So I would eat everything in sight. And it was like this huge cycle. The next day I'd say, I'm going to start off the day right and I'm not going to do that again. And then my day would go crazy and there I would be again at lunchtime eating like everything I could possibly find. Shakeology is taking care of that for me. It's quick and easy and it is my best meal of the day because it gives me all of these superfoods, all these probiotics and antioxidants, fiber, digestive enzymes, all of these things together that make this perfect little concoction that tastes fantastic. Chocolate's my favorite. To make this superfood shake. So paired that with a nutrition plan, with the fitness program, then with the peer support. Here is the secret sauce. Our challenge groups, our coaches, they are the secret sauce. You know, when you go to the gym every day, you don't have someone, after you go to the gym and come home, you don't have someone saying, hey, what'd you eat today? Did you stay on track with your nutrition? Or you don't have any guide of what you should be eating. So maybe you come home from the gym and you're ravenous because your nutrition's a little off and you eat everything in the house and you're totally negating everything you did at the gym. So this peer-to-peer support is giving you that extra piece, that motivation, the tips, the recipes, the help through the nutrition plans, a place where you can go so you don't feel alone in this journey. And then lastly, as far as coaching goes, Team Beachbody offers a lot of rewards, which I'll talk about later. So as you can see, it's a total package deal. We offer so much to our clients because they get so much from us. So what is a coach? A lot of people say, I can't be a coach because I'm not a trainer, or I'm not a fitness expert, I'm not a nutrition expert. You do not have to be. If you're someone that can mentor others, can follow a nutrition guide, can lead by example, you can be a coach. The fitness experts are our trainers that create the programs. You don't have to be someone who creates modifications for people because they already do that in the programs. You don't have to be a nutrition expert because the meal plans already take care of that for you. Do a lot of us who become coaches end up going down the nutrition road and get more excited and into nutrition? Absolutely. It's just kind of like the nature of the beast, but that's not necessary. It's not required. It doesn't have to happen that way. You do not have to be at your fitness goal or at your goal body. Trust me, I'm that person. I'm not at my goal. I still struggle. I still work hard every single day. I drink my Shakeology, I work out, and I share that. I share that I'm real. I'm a real person. I have real struggles. And if you're willing to share your life, share your successes and your struggles, and teach about balance, then you would be a perfect coach. A coach is someone who wants to be healthy. They want to inspire others, and they want to be successful both with their health and fitness as well as their business. They want to be dedicated to helping others. This is not a sales job. So if you want to become a coach because you want to make a ton of money and that's your only focus, this isn't the job for you. This job is about building relationships and helping people. Yes, is the financial aspect, the opportunity financially more than you can imagine? Absolutely. You can surely replace a full-time income and then some. However, if your focus is not on helping other people and is not pure, this job will not work for you. People will know that. People will know you're just after the sale and that your intentions are not pure. So you need to be motivated to help others. I'm sorry. The coach is someone who is motivated and has drive to work their business and lead by example. So you need to be motivated to stay on track with your meal plan. Now, do you have to be perfect? Absolutely not. I certainly am not. But for the most part, you need to show that you're trying to follow the meal plan and use the products and show that you're trying your best to live the healthiest lifestyle. And you have to have the drive to work your business to the level that you want it to be. A coach is someone who is the product of the product. You drink your Shakeology every day and you use your products and you share that with everybody. Now, this does not mean that you have to exclusively use Beachbody products and you can do nothing else. You can be if you're a runner and you love running, that's fine. If you maybe you're a cyclist or maybe you're a triathlon person, but you want to use something like Pio to make sure you get your stretching in or something else for your cross training, that's totally fine. This is not a Beachbody only type of thing. You should be using the products. You should be a product of the product, but that doesn't mean that it has to be your only interest. We encourage more rounded interests because that's how you connect with people. Most people aren't going to narrow down on one thing and that's it. So you do not have to do that either. And I love this little graphic, be the kind of leader that you would want to follow. And that's a great thing to think about as a coach. Every time you try to help others and post, you want to think about being someone that others would want to follow. What does a coach do? So one of the main things that we do as a coach is we run online support and accountability groups. What we do is we work with our clients. We pair them with a program that meets their needs. So I'll ask a bunch of questions like, what do you currently do for a workout? What do you like to do? Do you like cardio? Do you like weights? What's your nutrition like? Do you know about clean eating? That type of thing. From there, that's how I decide what workouts to suggest to them. Now, if you're coming in fresh and you don't know anything about Beachbody, we'll train you how to do all that. You'll have a support system to lean on, we have a private team page where you can say, I have this customer and this is what they told me. What would you recommend? This is a big family team environment, so you'll never be tossed in to do this alone. We also lead by example. We share that you did your workout. You share honestly, as I mentioned before. You motivate and inspire others. We share recipes and tips and motivation in our groups. We post every day. We check in with each other. We provide solutions for people who are struggling. Maybe you're an emotional eater, and maybe I am too, so I can add some insight into that. Maybe I'm not, but someone else in the group is. They can add some insight. It really becomes this community. It's a private group, so no one else on Facebook knows what's going on in it, and it's a safe place to join together, work together, share our struggles, share our successes, and really support each other. Another thing that coaches do is run fit clubs. So what that means is you take a DVD of choice to a location that you've predetermined, and you run little workouts. So you play your DVD and everybody does the workout together. That's a great way to do face-to-face networking and give people a chance to try out the workouts before they buy them. You can also do face-to-face meeting. This does not have to be done entirely through social media. A lot of it is done that way just because of the nature of the business, but it does not have to be that way. If you're more comfortable meeting with someone at Starbucks, by all means, that's what you should do. You do not have to, you can basically do whatever you want to do to build your business. I'm so sorry. You can set your own work hours. It can be part-time or full-time. The business really is whatever you want it to be. If you want to just do it for a discount, for that 25% discount, so that you can get your Shakeology cheaper, that's totally fine. If you want to work it part-time, just make enough money to pay for your Shakeology every month, that's fine. If you want to go full-time, all in, be a top 10 coach, that's fine too. I can help you do any of those things, and I will help you do any of those things. We get to help change other people's lives. That's the biggest thing about coaching, and if I can drive anything home, is that the feeling that you get when someone sends you a message and says, I've never had results like this. Thank you so much for supporting me. I couldn't have done this on my own, or you've motivated me so much. I would have given up by now. Those types of things. Like, I cannot even tell you how good that makes you feel and how awesome that is to watch success happen over and over because of something that you're doing, because you're supporting them and you're providing this environment where they can thrive. There's nothing like it. So if you've never done one of my groups before, I decided to give you a little sneak peek of what it would look like. So what is in a challenge or accountability group? And this is kind of like a little screenshot of my banner in my group. This one I was doing prizes. You do not have to do prizes in your accountability group. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. There's a little sample post that I made earlier this week. So how it works is I post every single morning. I post some kind of motivation or a tip or something about nutrition, or I'll ask a question. We post sweaty selfies. We post how we're doing, our successes and struggles, that type of thing. Just anything to support each other, to keep each other engaged, to keep each other feeling accountable. Excuse me. Like I said, I have a blog. So how I find people to join my group is I share. I talk about the fact that I'm going to have a new group starting, and this is what it's going to be. And if you want to join me, come right along. I talk to people about it. We never want to talk, we never want to sell. We just want to share, and it will organically happen. I create events on Facebook and say, this is what I'm doing. This is the date it starts. If you want to join me, click join, and I'll be in touch, and we talk about it. We talk about what they like to do, what workouts they like, their nutrition, and I pair them up with a plan. It's not always the same thing. Everybody's not always doing the same workout in the group, and that's totally fine, because the reality is that the basis of it is always the same. We always want to stick to clean eating nutrition. We want to be drinking our Shakeology. We want to be drinking our Shakeology. We want to be staying on track. We want to be following our program. So it doesn't really matter if everybody is doing the exact same workout. So this is something that gives everyone that extra little bit of accountability that I was talking about. How do you make money as a Team Beachbody coach? So you get 25% commission on everything purchased through your site. That includes Shakeology. You get commission from challenge pack sales, and that's a flat rate. And as you grow your team, you get cycle and team bonus. Now, how that works is the more you help your team, the better your team does, the more your bonus. So this isn't about, let's sign as many people as we can, as fast as we can, and then just leave them in the dust. That's not what this is about. Along with the whole idea of helping your clients, it's helping your coaches, helping them find financial freedom. Your focus should be about helping your team. Now, this won't happen right away. When you first get started, your focus will probably be more on growing your own business and getting comfortable on your own, and that's totally fine. But as you start to grow your team and add coaches underneath you, you can add them to my team page. You can create your own team page, and you'll start earning money from their sales as well. And you also get the 25% discount on all of the products that you purchase as well. Rewards. So one of the things I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to talk about now, are the rewards for being a Team Beachbody coach and doing well. Beachbody offers a lot of trips. This year, last year, I earned, through Success Club, I earned a free trip for my husband and myself to Cancun. I'm so excited. We go in April, and I can't wait. This is my first Success Club trip, so I'm so pumped about that. Next year, this year, we are all working towards next year's trip, which is going to be a cruise. Beachbody has rented out an entire ship for as many people as they can get on it. So I'm actually working towards that one right now. If you are a diamond or above, you have the option to do what they call leadership, which is extra training. Last year it was in Arizona, and you fly out there and you get extra training from other top coaches on different best practices and things that they're doing. And then if you end up in the top 10 coaches, this year, if you end up in the top 10, next year they will be taking the top 10 to Bora Bora. So they definitely do not spare expense. And then lastly, we have Coach Summit coming in July, and that will be in Nashville. And that is 3 days of training for any coach that wants to go. And I went, last year was my first year to Coach Summit, and it was in Vegas. And I have to be honest, my coach would say this is a must go. You have to go because you can't miss it. It's a must for your business if you want to grow your business. And I didn't really understand what that meant, but to go there and to be in this group of all thousands of coaches who all have the same mission as you, it is like electric. There's nothing like it. It's so awesome and so fun, and we learned so much. We got to have so much quality team time. It was so fun. So I can't wait for Nashville this year. So what specifically is Team Healthy Resolve, which is my team? And we are a family of coaches who are working together to make a difference. And I truly want the culture of my team to feel like a family. I'm very close with my team underneath my coach. We are like, I call, it's funny because One of the girls I've only actually seen in person at Coach Summit, and I think one or two other times. We actually call each other sisters, you know, like it's just that kind of camaraderie, and that's what I want for my team as well. We offer small group training to get started right and support you along the way. You will never be tossed out to the wolves, as we call it. You'll never be, I will never say to you, all right, you know, here you go, just do it, figure it out. It will never be that way. I will share every single thing that I'm doing, down to every graphic that I use. Anything that I do is available to you as well. We have closed group support for all of our coaches with the private team page just for Team Healthy Resolve. So you have a place to go when you don't know the answer to a question, or you just want to get an opinion from everybody, or I post in there as well with updates and different trainings and different tips and tricks to use for your coaching business. And then we have weekly team meetings and training calls. So that's another way to tap in to the trainings and to learn more and help grow your business. And as I mentioned earlier, you can be a discount coach or you can be a business owner. There's never any pressure. When you sign up, I ask you what you want it to be, and you tell me, and then I help you with whatever you need help with. So if you want to just be a discount coach and you just want to get that 25% off of your Shakeology and your other products, that's totally fine. If you want more, I'll help you do more. And my next coach training starts on the 2nd. So living the life you design, I love that statement. I've seen some other teams and coaches use it. And, you know, I just want you to step back and think about if you could design how you want to live your life and how you want your life to be, what would it look like? If you could set your own hours, what would it look like? Could you imagine what it would be like to be your own boss? No one tells me that I need to log on and check in with my team. No one yells at me if I don't, other than maybe my challengers. You have control over your own success. If you want to take a month off, you can take a month off. If you want to take a week off, you can. But the beauty is that once you start, hopefully you will feel the same way I do, is that you just kind of get addicted. You love helping other people and it doesn't feel like work. I used to, dread Monday mornings and the alarm going off. And I can remember having tears in my eyes leaving my oldest before I was able to stay home, and him going to daycare. I can remember taking him to daycare and walking away with him crying and the daycare worker holding on to him because he was so upset that I was leaving him. It was awful. And, I just kept thinking, there's got to be some way that I can stay home. This has offered me that ability. Yes, I stayed home after I had my second child, but when the Beachbody opportunity came along, at that same time, I was starting to think about going back to work, and it just broke my heart. The idea of leaving my boys again after all the time we had bonding, and knowing how hard it is to be a working mom, and know how blessed I was that I was able to stay home that long. And this has allowed me the opportunity to continue doing that while also creating my own business. I set my own hours. I work in the morning before the boys get up. When the boys get up, then I'm on duty. I put everything away. I might take a picture of my breakfast and post it real quick, and that's it. If they take a nap, then I will jump on the computer for a little bit. At lunchtime, while Gavin's eating his lunch, maybe I'll jump on the computer for 5-10 minutes, check in with my groups. And then at night after they go to bed, I'll jump on, do our check-ins, check in with anybody, do any other things that I need to do before I go to bed. But that's all up to me. I don't do that every single night. Some nights I take off and spend time with my husband. So it's really the life you design, what you want for your life. And that's what this can be for you. The opportunities in this business are more than you can imagine. It's more than I even realized when I signed up. So it really can be whatever you design for your life. So let's say you're ready to become a coach. How do you do it? So the best way, and the way I always suggest, is to sign up with a challenge pack. By doing this, you get a fitness program of your choice. You get your Shakeology Home Direct, which means your auto ship. You get a 30-day free club membership, which is like your menu planner, and then Moving forward, beginning in March, you will also get the Beachbody On Demand through that, which is the digital version of many of our products. You get free shipping. The coaching fee is waived, and it ends up being a savings of $25 to $45. The cheapest challenge pack is usually $140. So it's the best value for your money. So not only do you get your coaching fee waived, you actually get a product with the money that you've spent versus spending the $40 on just becoming a coach, if that makes sense. The other option you have is you could do the $40 coach sign-up fee and then Shakeology Home Direct. Shakeology Home Direct is $129. So really, it makes more sense to do a challenge pack and spend a little bit extra and get your program when really you'll end up saving money because you probably won't spend the extra $40 on a program. So you can sign up that way, but the better value would be to do it through a challenge pack. If you are active military member or a spouse of an active military member, there is no coach sign-up fee and no monthly fees. If you are a veteran military service member, this does not include the spouse. You have to be the actual veteran. You also have no coach sign-up fee and no monthly fees. The monthly fees are $15.95 a month, and that just includes things like, it covers the things like the marketing the Beachbody does, your websites that you get when you sign up as a coach, you know, all that kind of administrative type stuff, and there's no annual fee. So if you want to sign up as a coach, you'll want to talk to the coach that invited you to this call to sign up. So in the next 24 hours, the person who invited you will follow up and ask you 3 questions. They'll want to know what you liked most about the presentation. Does Team Beachbody feel like a fit that could help you achieve your goals? And what option appeals to you, coach or customer? So maybe you watch the presentation and you love the idea of coaching, but you feel like maybe it's too soon for you, which is fine. Maybe you just want to sign up as a customer, get involved in an accountability group and see what it's all about. That's totally fine. Just let your coach know that, and she or he can get you all set up. Some things to think about. What can becoming a coach do for me? I don't think that when I signed up, I really stepped back and thought about what my options or what my opportunities would be as being a coach. You know, I saw it on the surface, but I really didn't realize the emotional part of becoming a coach, the fulfillment that I would get from being able to help other people, which leads into the second question of who can I help? You know, I'm sure you have people, you know, we all have people in our lives that we can think of that we might be able to help, but there are people out there that you have never met before that will find you on social media and you can change their lives, changing random people's lives that you've never met before. It's a pretty awesome feeling. And what are my goals and dreams? That's another thing that I never really sat down and did before I was a coach. And it's one of the things that is very, very strongly encouraged once you become a coach. We just went through doing that at the beginning of the year, and I made a dream board for my first time ever since I've become a coach. And it's really, it really almost forces you to be a dreamer. Forces is not the right word, but it encourages you to be a dreamer, to dream big, because guess what? Anything you decide to do, you can do. You can make it happen. Whatever your goals are, you can do it. Keep them in mind and you can get there. It's no different for your business than it is for your health and fitness. If you set a goal that you want to reach this point with your health and fitness by this time, within reason, of course, you can get there because you find your why, you find your reason for doing it, and you push and you're motivated and you do it. The same is true for your business. Decide what you want your business to be. Do you want it just to be a part-time venture? Do you want to go at it full-time, full force, and just see what you can do? Then that's what you should do. So just really sit back and think what your goals and dreams are. So I hope that I answered all of your questions. I'll be flipping over soon to see if there's any questions in the Q&A today about Team Beachbody coaching. You know, and I just want to leave you with, you know, reiterating my point about it really is amazing what this opportunity can bring to your life in addition to the health, the fitness, and the financial aspect. It really can fill your cup, as they say. Um, being able to help other people, there's truly nothing like it. There's nothing like knowing that you're making a difference in someone's life. And being a coach is exactly that. It has become something that I'm really passionate about. Um, I never realized that I could like to do work, quote unquote, as much as this. I don't even really consider it work. It's just what I do. I I choose to do it. I do it. I do it because I want to, because I love it, because I love checking in with my challengers, and I feel like they've become my family, and the same goes with my team. So if you think that maybe this could be a good fit for you, or if you want to talk more about it, feel free to reach out to the coach that referred you to this webinar or to me. You can find me at healthyresolve.com, or you can find me on Facebook, or my email is coachtinaj15@gmail.com. And I'd be happy to talk to you more about any questions that you could have. So let me see if we have any live questions. And I've lost my camera, but it doesn't look like we have any questions. So I will leave you now. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks, guys.